Okay, hello and everybody, and welcome to another checkpoint tutorial. My name is John Lukey, and in this tutorial we're going to create this management server to act as a DHCP server. Afterwards we're going to configure this gateway to act as a DHCP server. The procedure is almost the same. The only difference is that when we configure the gateway, we have to create a rule for the gateway to distribute the IP addresses. We might have to do this in two parts. Let's see how long this will take, and we'll take it from there. Please make a note of all the IP addresses we are using, and we're only using two IP addresses here, the 10.1.1.1 for the gateway and the 10.1.1.5 for our management server. The only difference with that topology is that I have added another Windows 7 here, and I connected it to the network, which I am going to show you right now. I've got my two Windows 7, another Windows 7. I've got my management server and I've got my gateway. And if we go to one of the windows, you will see that it hasn't picked up an IP address because it's configured. As you can see, is auto-configured, so it doesn't have any DHCP server to give it an IP address. And it's the same with the second Windows computer. So I think we should start with the tutorial, and let's log into our management server by HTTPS. This is the management server's IP address, 10.1.1.5. I just had it ready so we can save some time. Let me log into this. Okay, this is our management server. All we have to do is to go to our network management section under DHCP server, and we have to add the services. So we need to add an address pool. So we click add, we will include, we'll enable it. The IP addresses, we want them to start from 10.1.1.10, because remember we're using 10.1.1.1 and 10.1.1.5, so we don't want to include those IP addresses. We configure our gateway and our management server manually, and we want them to end at 10.1.1, let's say up to 100. Okay, that's the first bunch of IP addresses we're going to give out. Let's say if we want to include a few more addresses, let's say from 150 to 200, then we add another address pool here. Our internal network is 10.1.1.0. We can either get it from the interface or we can actually punch it in ourselves. 0, and it's a 24-bit. Then we have to create a routing and DNS. A default gateway is 10.1.1.5, which is our management server. The domain name should be your company's domain name, and our primary DNS server, it's our router, which is 192.168.1.1. We can give it a few more, like Google's DNS server and maybe another one. Okay, we need to enable it here. Everything's cool. Remember, the IP addresses is from 10.1.1.10 to 10.1.1.100. Click OK here. We have to enable it here as well and apply. If you don't apply, it will not be enabled. So we apply that. And that's all we have to do for our management server to become a DHCP server. So if we get out of here and we log into our management server through this smart board, in fact we don't have to do anything else. So we need to look at our Windows machines at the moment. Let's go and have a look. Our Windows machine. See, they already picked up an IP address, 10.1.1.100. As you can see, this is our DNS server, the primary, and the other two DNS servers we gave it. Our default gateway is our management server itself. The DHCP server, again, is our management server. So we should have access to the internet. Let me have a look at the second Windows machine, and let's see, that hasn't picked up an IP address yet. No, okay. We need to give it a bit of time, because in the virtual environment it does take a little bit of time until they communicate between the two. But what we can do as well, we can actually disable and enable it again. Okay, we lost that. Change adapters, enable that. And let's go and have a look. There you go. As you can see, it has started giving IP address in reverse order. The first one was 100, and the second one is the 99 IP address. And again, the same thing. Our default gateway is 10.1.1, which is our management server, and our DHCP server is 10.1.1.5, which again is the management server, and our DNS servers is the one that we manually gave it. We had to give it a gateway and also a DNS server, otherwise we wouldn't be able to get to the internet. Let's have a look if we can access the internet. That's the problem you're getting with the virtual environment. Sometimes things don't work and you wonder what is wrong, but there's nothing wrong. You have to be patient and just look around. As I said, I always like to troubleshoot stuff. We'll see if the connection will be resolved now. If not, then we have to troubleshoot. We have a look at that. We're going to have to look at our rules and see if we allow in traffic to the internet. Windows can't communicate with the device on DNS server. Okay, so Windows will not communicate with the DNS server. So basically our router. Let's go and have a look at our rules. Let me minimize this. Management server, that's fine. This is outbound traffic, our local area network, which is 10.1.1.0. Can go anywhere using any service. Should be accepted. Let's push the policy once again. Okay. Now it's telling me here that some of the blades are about to expire. Okay, they are not expired, so that's fine. Okay, the policy has been pushed again. As you can see, we only got 4 rules here. So when we come back and configure the gateway as a DHCP server, we're going to have to add another rule there, which I will show you later on. And let's go back to our Windows and see if we can access the internet. Oh well, excuse me, it looks like we are not connecting. Okay, now we're gonna have to troubleshoot. And how do we do that? What we need to do is to log on to this Windows and try and ping a gateway, ping the outside IP address, and then try and ping a router as well, and see how far we can go with the pinging. And this is the Windows okay, let's ping a gateway. We can ping a gateway. Let's see if we can ping the outside IP address. I think it's 100. Let me have a look at the diagram. 10.1. Sorry, 192.168.1.100. Correct. So we cannot ping our outside IP address. Where are we? Here. Okay, let's try the router. Obviously, if we can't reach the outside IP address of the gateway, we won't be able to reach the router either. So the problem is that we can't reach, we'll probably be able to reach, but we don't get a response back, so we don't get a reply to our pings. So we need to go and have a look at our gateway, and let's see if the outside interface is up and the state is on. Okay, show interface Ethernet 0, which is the internal, which is fine. As you can see here, the state is on and the link is up, so everything is fine. 10.1.1.1, and let's have a look at the other interface, which is 1. The state is on and the link is up, which is fine. 192.168.1.100. Okay, let's see if we can ping one of our or we should be able to ping our Windows 7 here. So what we need to do now again is have a look at our Windows what exactly did they pick up? I think I know where the problem is. If you look at the default gateway, is our management server. That's not correct. It should have been the gateway itself. So that should have been 10.1.1.1. So what we did, if we go back to our management server, it was my mistake, guys. Nobody's perfect, so but this is how you become an engineer. You know, you look for trouble and troubleshoot and solve the problems. That's what makes you a good engineer. So if we go here and double click on that and go to the routing and DNS, here it should have been .1 instead of .5. Right? That's our default gateway. That's our gateway itself, not the management server. We click OK there, and that's it. I think if we get out and then we go here, we need to disable it now. Okay, and we think we need to enable it again. I hope it requests another IP address. You see the world map is green. So there you go. It has changed to 10.1.1. Now we should be able to access the internet. There you go. Everything is running. This is how it goes. When you're an engineer, you do come across some problems and then you solve them out. And I love doing this because it gives you an idea how to troubleshoot. Thank you very much for watching. I'm going to do a second part for the gateways to become a DHCP server. If you need me to do any tutorials on any subject, please leave a comment below and I will certainly do that for you guys. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you on the next one, which is the gateway as a DHCP server. You have a good one. Bye bye.